What's going on, Ultimate Hoops Atlanta? Welcome to At the Line. As you can tell, I'm somber, I'm sad. I've just been getting beat up all week. Lost 2 games this week. Lost to Taylor, lost to Frankie. I've had enough, but I'm going to get it through the show. I'm going to tough it out because I'm with you guys, man. I'm just glad to be here. It's 10:42, Wednesday night. Just finished up Woodstock, and it's just, man, it's been a tough week for me. It's been a good week for y'all too. Well, not you. Doug was part of one loss, but it's been a good week for you. I'm here with my man, Prince Kearney, killing it always. Ready for Hats Off later tonight. Special guest tonight, Douglas Rhodes, our other league coordinator. Glad to have you finally be part of the show, Doug, man. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to start off this week with Woodstock. I'm going to give Woodstock a little bit more respect because the games at Woodstock were a lot more respectable than the games over at Sandy Springs this week. First thing, man, we're going to go with your guys. Detroit versus everybody. Congratulations, a nice win, 4 games in a row after your opening loss. So you guys are looking really good, starting to click. I'm bringing it over to Prince, man. Since you guys played, how do you feel about the performance of your team? How do you feel about the future for your team? Just give me a little feedback on what's going on with Detroit versus everybody.
Detroit versus everybody. We're on a 4-game winning streak. Lost the first game of the season. Had to get our feel for our teammates and whatnot. The difference between us and anybody in the rest of this league is defense. Doug Rhodes and I harp on defense. We make sure that we play help side defense, make sure we drop, make sure we get a handout. We got some very good shooters. The night that we played tonight, we played Roswell Ballers that had some very, very good shooters. We knew they was going to hit some tough shots, but as long as we got a handout and make sure that we got the rebound, defense wins games. So that's the only thing that is making us superior than anybody else. We feel real good right now, 4-game winning streak or whatever. Since no more losses lost, I think might be top 3. Yeah, we're tied for first right now, so I'm excited about that.
There's a tiebreaker we have over you from the first victory, so I'm just going to cut Prince off and get back to more important things. Before I go to Doug, man, we got lucky enough after the game, catch up with Doug. He had a lot to say. Let's watch that interview, and then we'll talk to Doug a little bit. What's going on, Ultimate Hoops Atlanta? We're here with Douglas Rhodes of Detroit versus everybody. Another big victory. Y'all were losing by about 15, came back second half, played your game, played your basketball. How you feel about the win?
It just feels good to get some shots up. Yesterday I just took 4 shots in the game, so I'm just coming up here trying to get me at least 20 shots up because playing with my team, Team Follies in Sandy Springs, is tough playing with this guy to my right because he just takes a lot of shots. But
look,
hold on. It's a big win for us, so I'll take it.
Obviously a little frustrated from yesterday's performance. You weren't at your best, but it's fine. You know what? We know you'll be back next week. All right, man. You got 1 loss to your old team. You guys knocked off the Killer Bees. You think you guys can take the championship home this season?
Definitely. If we can get Darnell to make a layup, we might be able to get a win or two and hopefully get a championship.
I got Donnell Books, man. Hey, Donnell, I'm going to come over to you after that. He says you ain't making any of your layups. He says you're not playing hard. You look like you're playing hard. You're sweating like you drank last night. How do you feel about what Doug just said about your game?
Yeah, I missed a few layups, but, I'm a clean-up man, so I rebound. You can look at my rebound averages. But, hey, next game, we're going to get it done, and I'll make a few mid-range jumpers, and we'll be okay.
All right, you heard it here. Detroit versus everybody. We're back, y'all. Doug, man, lots of words, obviously. Some strong words for Donnell, some strong words for myself in my performance on Tuesday. So, obviously, you had a good game tonight. You played great at Woodstock. Not really much of a threat right now at Sandy Springs the way you're playing. How do you feel about Detroit versus everybody since, that was the game we're going to talk about right now?
Feel pretty good right now about how we playing. We got Prince and Jared anchoring our middle, so we just try to get me and Garrett and G to push up and try to take away the 3-point shot and just try to push people into our bigs. So that's what's been working for us.
Good, man. We're glad to have you here. Please try to start playing on Tuesdays because it's getting annoying, me carrying the whole team. All right, William Bristow. We'll skip right over you. No, I'm just messing with Will. We usually skip right over Will. But, man, Will, you came to play today. You had 13 for 16 from the two. 13 for 16 is crazy for you. That's a 20% shooter. Obviously shooting a very high percentage for one. So obviously something I really have to go back and watch the film. That's the 26. Outstanding game, William Bristow, man. We got to give you props, Will. I mean, little mini hats off. I don't think you get hats off for a game like that. Doesn't matter. But William Bristow, rather than skip over to you, congratulations to Skyforce. Great win. Look strong. Once again, I don't think they're a very good team in the long run, but they're good enough to beat Ty. Last game, man, I just got done with it. I really don't want to talk about it. My team, no more losses. Might have to change their team name because we got an L tonight. We just came out very sluggish to start the game. I played horrible. Carl Richburg played another great game. We pretty much did a decent job on him, but it was just a very difficult game for us. You guys got to watch it. Fill me in. What did I miss? What did we do wrong, man? Help me out.
I think to start, y'all put too much pressure on y'all defensive ace, David Graham, having to guard him full court, and then him not getting no help side D when he was driving to the basket hurt y'all in the long run. But besides that, y'all played well. Y'all just didn't knock down your open shots.
Yeah, I mean, guarding Carl Richburg. Carl, most people say they're glad that you're leaving because they don't want to play you again. I want you to come back. I'm not going to buy you a plane ticket. I'll buy you a bus ticket, Greyhound. All the way back to Atlanta for when we face y'all again at the end of the season. I want to play y'all at your best. I'm looking forward to that. But, I will beat y'all anyways. And I'm going to send you a little text to remind you that you got an L all the way up there in Michigan. Congratulations on the new job. We're going to miss you. Carl, he's a great guy. He's not only a great player, class act dude, great guy. We're going to miss you. Glad to have you for your little short stay in the league. Hopefully you come back when you're here over the summers. Let's go over to Sandy Springs. Blowout city, Sandy Springs. Everybody lost by 20. Everybody yelled at the refs. Everybody was unhappy. It was awful. First game, enough said, beat the free agents by an unthinkable, I don't even know the score. It was one of the most embarrassing performances of all time. Most important, 55. You also had 55 points. Most importantly, Jay Rich. You hear me, Jay Rich? Now, Jay Rich said he didn't call out the 30. You guys called him out for the 30. You were close. You almost got there. If we had played 3.5 more games at that rate, you would have got to that 30. 8 points is not going to get it done. We'll have to get Jay Rich next week. We'll interview and let him speak for himself. I don't want to, kill you too much. But Jay Rich, 8 points. We're calling you out next week, man. We got to see you step it up. We can't get any more excuses. And enough said. All right, man. You guys are playing well. Finally, for once, Chad Cribbs woke up. I think Chad Cribbs had more points against the free agents than he did all the last 2 seasons combined. He's finally solidified himself 1 seat ahead of the bench against Roosh. So he's now the second last player on the bench. We had a chance to check up with Chad after the game and talk to him about his performance and obviously, his team first attitude. What's going on, Ultimate Hoops Atlanta? I'm here with Chad Cribbs. Chad, man. Chad, amazing game. Finally had 22 points. Congratulations. I think that equaled last year's total points for the season. How does it feel to actually be, a part of the team that, that matters for once?
My points don't matter. My stats doesn't matter. Just look at the win-loss column.
I mean, obviously, y'all have a really good team. You're trying to find your role, you and Roosh. Trying to figure out what y'all can do. Maybe add a little offense, a little defense. Maybe you should just stick to guarding. I wanted to give a little shout-out to your – oh, man, I want to give a little shout-out to your lawn service company, anyone out there looking for lawn service. Their motto, I think, is Chad Cribbs, lawn service, not as bad as my basketball game. Is that the correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We win in basketball, and I win in the lawn care service. So if you need service, call me, 404-637-5030. I'll be there. Free estimates all day long. Sign off.
Great game, Chad. 21-9. Gotta love it. Prince, I'm not even going to let you talk about enough said. I'm going to let Doug say a couple words. And what do you think about enough said right now? Are they beatable at this point? Like, is there a team that it can beat them right now in our league, or just we have to start over and do we need to rebuild? What's the story with that team?
I mean, I'm really starting to think they can't be beat. They haven't took a L in 2+ seasons. So they're hitting on all cylinders. Everybody's getting involved. They talk. They play good defense. They just hands down the best team in UH Atlanta.
Second game of the night, man. Team Follies, rematch against God Squad. As usual, Kevin Willis only shows up when they play against us. 30 points, 15 for 20 from the field. Kev, ex-Team Follies guy, jumped ship for no reason. But we're glad to see you doing well. Just wish you didn't do well when you played us. The other story of that game, Frankie and Hat. Frankie was 7 for 8 from 3. Hat hit 5 threes, although 4 of them were in absolute garbage time when nothing mattered. But congrats, Hat. They just outshot us. They outworked us. They outhustled us. They outplayed us. Not much I can say. Prince, you got to watch that game. What are your thoughts about our performance? Obviously, we were coming off a great performance from last week where we played great team basketball, and then we go and get our ass beat. So what do you think about that? No, I don't. Hey, we got our beat. There's nothing to bleep. Nothing to bleep. This is an adult show. This is NC-17.
Free Frankie was motivated, came out from Cancun, shooting, went 88% from three-point from the arch. Absolutely great game, Frankie. We dogged you out in an article. We dogged you out on the video. We had free Frankie everything, and you came to play. I got to give it to you. He had the boys motivated. But the biggest factor is Kevin Willis Jr., 31 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He seems like he has y'all number. I mean, y'all were on high cylinders coming into that game. 2-game winning streak. Thought y'all would have their numbers or whatever. I had a toss-up for that game, but the way Frankie and Hat just shooting lights out from the field, I mean, there's no way that you could guard that. Just that transition defense was lacking, and it showed.
Yeah, we played like awful. Yeah, like shit. So I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm tired of talking about me losing basketball games. I'm not going to lose next week because I'm playing the free agents. So, Jay Rich, get ready for a 50-point blowout. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, Jay Rich, you will not score over 5 points. I will guard you the entire game. You will not score on me. I will put the cuffs on you. It is over for you. Your career will end tomorrow, next Tuesday. Challenge is on, Jay Rich. Last game of the night, who cares who the known shooters play? They couldn't beat my grandmother if she was in a wheelchair and she was another 20 years older than she is, okay? The known shooters are horrible, horrible, horrible defenders. They are the worst defensive team ever. They don't know how to get Ashley Ollinger actually involved. The guy's shooting like 70%, and he has to beg for the basketball. They're yelling at the refs. Everyone yells at the refs when they're getting blown out all the time. Getting tired of getting blown out. I'm going to go to you with this one. What's up with the known shooters, man? Are they going to wake up? At the end of the game, Ash told me they're just playing for fun at this point. I mean, we got 3 games left, and they're already, like, take me out behind the shed and put the bullet in me, okay? Like, is that where they're at right now, or are they going to come back? What's going to happen, man? Is Ty going to show some leadership?
I don't know. I don't think it's looking too good for them, honestly. They always looking for excuses with the referees, and they just need to come and just play hard and just give their heart and just show some intensity instead of just worrying about getting foul calls or this and that. It's just always an excuse every week. So I don't see them doing too much. Just they play like a bunch of strangers and like they're playing pickup on Saturday morning. So that's what it is. That's what I feel.
Oh, wow. Call out. On the other end of that game, Mumford returns, Mike's Heroes, whatever dumb name they came up with. They beat another team that doesn't matter. They can't beat anyone good like us. So BG and us got to catch up after the game and talk a little bit. Here's what he had to say. What's going on, Ultimate Hoops Atlanta, man? I'm here with BG, Bryan Gates. You got one tonight finally. Obviously that's not a very good team. But you play very well. You play very well for your ability and your level and your age. How do you feel about your team's performance tonight?
Well, As far as my team, I mean, without them, I don't get the shots or in the positions that I get to be in. I got a hell of a player out of Chris Anderson, man. I mean, he's getting a lot of stuff is happening to him that's outside of basketball on the floor, and he just stays focused and he plays basketball. Then you got Karras. He brings all the energy in the world. Then you got Mike. Then you got Ryan. Ryan had a hell of a game tonight. I saw the write-up about him. Shout out Ryan Mumford. Yes, sir.
So it was obviously a very heated game, a lot of emotions, and that team can get very heated. Ash was out on the court saying he's the best player on the floor at all times. How you feel about that after you beat him by 20 or almost 20? Y'all were beating him by about 28. You got any words for him? Send him a little message?
Actually, we was up by 30, just to add that little point in there. And, when stuff like that starts happening, we put it in chill mode. We want just to end the game, get the game over with, 20. I'll take a win like that any day of the week. I will also say we're just going to keep trying to do what we do and try to mesh. I mean, last week we had a hiccup. We won't hiccup like that ever again against a team that we played against last week, ever again. If we ever, I wish somebody would switch up the schedule and put that guy back on the schedule for one more regular season game.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make your wish come true. We will go ahead and make that happen. Team Follies is not afraid of y'all. We are definitely the top team in the league. We had a little hiccup ourselves tonight. But I'm going to put you on the hot seat. Not yourself. Best player in the league right now, hands down. Who is it?
I mean, I'm going to let numbers talk, man. But I will say this. I'm a very confident guy when I'm on the court. Outside of 94 feet, high, Shanae, I'm the most humble, modest guy you'll ever know.
So when I asked you the question outside of BG, and you still answered it BG, also telling me you're the most humble, modest person you know, that is, I'll accept that as your answer. Hey, congratulations on finally getting the victory.
I only got one loss, baby. Only one loss. Okay. One loss.
You're having a great season, and we're glad to have you back, man.
Thanks.
I just woke up from that 30-minute interview with BG. I don't know what he was talking about. Something about him being extremely modest, but also telling himself that he's the greatest player in the league history. Luckily, BG, Ash is actually more delusional than you, so you're only the second most delusional person in the league. BG's always entertaining, always getting shots up, not playing much defense. But glad to see y'all get a win. You're 4-1. Can't take that away from you. But, you're probably the worst 4-1 team in the league. Luckily, Chris Anderson is a beast, and he was in everybody's head, talking crazy, getting up on everybody, playing physical. So he's saving y'all. He's carrying y'all right now. But I have nothing else to say. Can't wait to beat y'all. A couple more weeks. I placed it on the schedule per your request, BG. So be ready. Tell me if you can get another 12 or 15 points in garbage time. Get your stats right. Hats off. You can tell I'm hey, what happens when I lose 2 games in a week? I get fiery. Let's just go ahead and do hats off, man. I'm going to go ahead and take my hat off for whoever Prince thinks deserves it right there, the ATL Hawaiian hat. Prince, who's the hats off this week?
Beastin' this week. I cannot do anybody from Sandy Springs because all games was a blowout. So I'm going to go to Woodstock. Carl Richburg was the man tonight on Vada's behalf. Man had 28 points, 9 rebounds, 4 to 5 assists. Had the best defender in the league, David Graham, on him, and he just dogged him out like he was playing pickup. Sorry, Graham, to call you out like that, but the man was playing out of his mind. And he was basically under his breath said, this is too easy. And if this is the best defender y'all got, I'm just going to go for 40 if he could. So I'm sorry to say, but the man was killing it. Sorry for David Graham because he was left out on an island or whatever. Didn't have good defensive help from Vada as well as the rest of his teammates and whatnot. But anyhow, hats off to Carl Richburg. Hey, you the man of the week.
Well, if Prince was ever almost recruiting David Graham, that is now officially over. Hey, Dave, man, Prince just buried your grave. He dug it and put you under it and put the dirt right over you. So remind Prince next time you play him over here at Woodstock that he will not score a point on you. Finish it off tonight like we did last week with Ant Brown. I'm going to put Doug on the hot seat. Doug, ask you a couple questions. First thing that comes to mind, man, I just want to get your answers like I did with my boy Ant. So let's start it off with an easy one. Best player in the league right now, hands down, who's your guy across both leagues? Who is the best player? Who would you most want to play with right this moment?
Marcus Brown.
I got to like that. Marcus Brown playing crazy basketball, out of his mind, Prince basketball. All right, man, let me ask you a serious question. If you had a pick right now to take a last-second shot, you got your brother or Donnell wide open under the basket for a layup, or your brother dribbling off the top of the key, who's taking the shot, or are you literally just closing your eyes and begging?
I'm going to have to say Donnell.
Wow, so you actually with just a Donnell layup, your brother is that bad at basketball that a Donnell layup was better. All right, I'm impressed. Ultimate Hoops Nation. All right, last thing. I'm gonna take it out on this right now. You're coming out next weekend with me. We're going to a club. We got to pick one club in all of Atlanta that you have the best time at with your boys, going out, partying, having a blast. Where would you go out? Or do you never go out past 12 because you're married, old married man?
It would have to be Follies.
That's it, sirs. We are out this week. Doug and me are going to hit up Follies. We got to watch some of the best of Atlanta swing down the poles. As always, it's fun to have you guys here. Prince, I appreciate you as always every week. Doug, hopefully you can keep your guest appearances coming up. Maybe we get Ant in here, we get Doug in here. We get the whole round table going, go to a full inside the NBA field, 3 black dudes and 1 white guy running the show. I'm out of here. Hey, as you see, I'm wearing the UH training shirt. Check it out, every club, Ultimate Hoops training, youth basketball. We'll do adult basketball. Some of you adults need some training as well. So looking forward to getting with y'all next week. We're finishing up the season, a couple more weeks to go, and then we get into the playoffs.